Because after Dan Marino played, or during his career, he got all of this crap that he couldn't win the big one. And he had no weapons. He had no defense. He had an older coach who had a chain of steakhouses. Shoeless, right? The game had passed him by. It wasn't like, he kept, adding to his game. They caught up to him. The guy had no running back. He had nothing. He had no help, okay? And everybody was saying, like making it sound like this guy wasn't good. He's one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time who had no help. And in 1985, nobody could beat the Bears. And this guy went in with like a regular defense. Not only beat him, smoked him. 38-24. Dude, they were beating like the Cowboys, who were just perennial, Tom Landry, like late in his career. They beat him like 44-0. I remember that on the cover of Sports Illustrated, and the what is it, the 46 defense, dude, was like mythical by the fourth week of the season, and no one was going to stop these guys, and they were going to win the Super Bowl, which God knows they did against my Patriots. We were up 3-0 though. Tony Franklin,
3-0.
Yep, and he went in and just straight up beat him. And I just always feel like one of the biggest curses in sports. There it is. I still remember that cover. And that was mind-blowing. That was mind-blowing that the Dallas Cowboys could get beat that bad at home. They absolutely destroyed them. But, like, one of the biggest curses in the NFL is to be a highly sought-after draft pick, right? Because you usually end up on a bad team. But then he lucked out going so late in the draft for reasons we're not going to discuss. But if you ever go to Pittsburgh, you can figure it out pretty quickly.
I don't know Pittsburgh like that, but I can put one and one together.
Yeah, he got around town.
Now, Bill, is this the greatest game of all time?
No. I figure everybody's going to pick, like, you guys versus the Falcons or something like that. But, like, this is one of the most overlooked games of all time. And all of these, like, fat sports writers who were never picked in gym class, they can't wait for the dip in somebody's career. And their thing with him, well, we can't win the big one and blah, blah, blah. And they ignore this game. They ignore the people around. I remember, like, his running backs were like Delvin Williams during his career, Tony Nathan, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, the football player. Swear to God. And he had Duper and Clayton, who were fantastic.
They were really good.
Fantastic. I don't know, but, like, the Dolphins had, like, the last two white cornerbacks in the league. They had, like, who was it? Greg and Lyle and Kyle Blackwood or something like that.
The exciting whites.
Yes, there you go. Yeah, one was one was a strong safety. I don't know what the other guy was. Okay, you got all the names here. Fulton Walker, you remember the first guy to take a kickoff back in a Super Bowl.
Don't remember that.
But look at these names. Does any of these names, anybody here jump out at you like, oh my God?
Dan Marino.
Dan Marino.
Don Shula.
Look at that. Look at that team. You're telling me this team beats the 85 Bears. They do, and why?
Because the guys were at home with the champagne glasses trying to defeat the undefeated. The old Miami Dolphin guys, How they
now, you played this game professionally, right?
I did. I tried.
Okay, and so you just went with that ESPN take?
I tried. Honestly, it
was 85 degrees in Miami. Chicago's a cold weather team. I'm telling you, I gotta tell you,
Bill, that's hard. Huh? That's fucking hard.
What is hard?
Look, do you see our record in fucking Miami in December? It's like owing like $1 million. Because when you go
because it was too hot out? Well, because you guys went to South Beach the night before.
You think we went to South Beach the night before with Bill Belichick? You think we went to Bill Belichick?
Hot ass. Your team, every year I watch it with the Bruins and the Celtics. They come here, they go down to Anaheim, they play the Clippers and the Lakers. They always lose one. There's always one night is always the party night, and then we're going to try against the Lakers. That's basically what it is.
Yeah.
If you saw the Celtics with the big three against the no-name Clippers, it was 50-50 that they were going to lose that game badly. I used to go to it every year because I can't stand Lakers fans because I don't mind the upper deck ones, but the ones down low in the Staples Center, it's just mouth-breathing. Mouth-breathing morons. just a bunch of old guys with like 18-year-old chicks. It's horrible. And then you go to Miami, and it's the same thing. It's a bunch of 60-year-old guys dressed all in white linen, like Hannibal Lecter when he's going to eat that guy at the end of the movie, and they're hanging out with like these 21-year-olds. And then you guys get down there, and you're like, wow, what is this? Some wide-eyed kid from Kansas, wherever the fuck you're from. You can't handle it. You can't handle it, and you go down, and what do? You lose money for guys like me. And I came here today for an apology.
I'm sorry, Bill.
No blitz. Marino has to hurry the pass. Again, no blitz. Marino, come on back, give me a break, guys. Finally, he gets the receiver downfield, and coming down with it is Mark Cooper. Marino, Matt Moore. Moore takes it in. 33-yard touchdown. They picked up the blitz. Marino was right on target, heading for his third consecutive 1,000-yard season of combined rushing and passing. That time, Marino chased out of the pocket. Gets it to Duper. Marino in and out of the hands of Duper in 13 quarters. There was movement, but there is no flag. Marino, and again, Duper does not hold on, and that would have been a big gainer. Here they come. And down goes Marino. Reflecting, of course, of the quick arm of Dan Marino. 3rd and 19. Matt Moore. Jurison was whipping. 1st and 10 at the 12-yard line. Marino in trouble, and down he goes. Marino. Cooper. To get the ball to Davenport. 1st and 10 Miami. Their 21-yard line. Marino. Cooper. 3rd and long from the shotgun. Marino. Cooper. Roy Foster has moved to center. Marino. Pulls that one away. It's still hurt. 3rd down and 7. Marino. Clayton. Clayton dances down inside the 5, inside the 2. But they'd like to keep the Bears from going on that undefeated rampage that would replace them as the winningest team for a single season. Dwight Stevenson remains the center, even though in pain with the right shoulder injury for the Dolphins. Marino gets the pressure, but he gets it from Matt Moore. They had a great field position on their drives all night. Marino. Picked off. Wesley Frazier. The thing worked well for the Bears defense here on the opening offensive play for the Dolphins. Frazier with the interception. Is it complete? No. Clayton out of bounds. Mark Clayton as a 3rd wide receiver for Miami. Low snap. Marino pulls it up. Fires a strike to Clayton. He drops the football. Richard Jim has it, and get back to the 15-yard line. Marino. For Moore and Clayton. Out of the way. Into the arms of Clayton. And Marino has been hit a lot tonight. Only sacked once, however. He's held the ball late on many occasions. 1st and 10 at the Dolphins 20-yard line. Now the defense has to get the football back for the offense. Marino overthrows, intended for Cooper. The ball just outside their 5-yard line. the football. He's in the arms of Mike Richardson. Marino is up to 250 yards. He has 3 touchdowns from the end zone. Clayton got away from Richardson. Clayton. I don't believe this.
I don't believe it.
Clayton. Well, I'm working on the clock, Coach. Detmore is wide open, and Detmore gets... Marino goes down, the ball is loose. The Bears, do they cover it? Steve Clark looked as if he dug it out of one of the Bears who tried to pick it up. Marino, little sprint out. Throws it away as Richardson was providing. And Dan Marino reigns supreme once again. We are live from the Orange Bowl in Miami, Florida. There's a wild air of anticipation.
I was at the Orange Bowl when the Bears came to play the Dolphins, and they were undefeated.
There have been 3 undefeated teams. The last to be undefeated were the 72 Dolphins. Miami would like to see their record stay intact.
I mean, that was the whole thing, was they're coming on our turf and they're trying to break our record.
Coach Shula, he didn't talk about it at all. He didn't talk about, winning the game for the history of the Dolphins or any of that. But as a player, you could feel it. Zonka and all the guys were out there, and you could feel the fact that it meant something to everybody.
Well, Miami's going to have to play the best game they've played this season. And if either team has an emotional edge tonight, it's the Miami Dolphins.
And that was the best defense I ever played against. With the way their pass rush was, I was just trying to get out of there alive.
Marino has been buffeted about, but he's kept his calm and his cool. Back forward to 30, 25, back to the middle, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown Dolphins.
It was interesting because Buddy Ryan had a very aggressive blitzing style, and we really matched up well against them because the way we got the ball out quick was very successful.
Oh, and are things going right for the Dolphins tonight? What a victory for the Dolphins. And Dan Marino reigns supreme once again.